Hello again. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Richer in every way. I hope you've had an amazing week. I've had a bit of a rough one. I was gonna do an Earth Day special talking about what are the practical things you can do in everyday lives in Australia, well in Melbourne, and contribute to the environment. But I've had a really rough week and I have been absolutely consumed by all these questions about the future and where's home and where will home be in the future, and I just thought, you know what, I need to talk about that. I need to talk about that today because that's what is on my mind. It has been on my mind all weekend. I was at a wedding in Byron. I could not stop thinking about it, and I was just like, you know what, let's have a chat about the struggles, the difficulties of living in other countries. And in Hindi, in India we say, you know, when you feel like, well, you don't say when you feel like in Hindi, you say na ghar ka na ghat ka, and it means that you don't belong at home and you don't belong outside. And sometimes when you're an alien or a foreigner in another country, you do tend to have, you get it, you know, you're there, but you don't get it. There's some things, and sometimes, you know, you belong and you don't belong, and then when you go home, or like home where you're from, you don't feel like you belong, but then you leave and you go where you're living, which is not where you're from, and then you don't feel like home again, and you don't feel like you belong. So I've been thinking about, you know, where's home, and over the past 10 years of my life that I haven't lived at home, you know, with my parents when I left home, I feel like that question was always such a hard one to answer. It was such a personal one where I was just like, wait, is home even home again? Like, my parents' home will never be my home again, and then the city that I'm from will never be my home again. I've lived in 4 countries, and it's all been a great experience. Like, I'm so glad that I've had the opportunity to live in so many countries and to be able to experience so many cultures and so many different worldviews, and to learn. At a young-ish age, as a young adult, I got to really see different cultures and learn from other cultures, and I'm quite grateful for that. But at some point, you're like, where's life gonna be, and where is life gonna take me, and where am I gonna live, and where I'm gonna settle, and all those questions. And it's funny because, I don't know, when you've lived in a few countries or a few places, and even if you haven't, I feel like when you go to a place where you feel like you have this amazing feeling of, this is it, this is where you belong. And that's how I felt when I first came to Australia, when I first visited Australia in 2011. I just knew it. I remember leaving the airport in Melbourne and driving into the city and just looking at the city, and I was like, and I just loved every bit. It just felt so right on the inside. I felt so happy. I felt so filled with joy, and I'd never felt that way before. And I was just like, this is it. This is what I would like to call home. But unfortunately, I had to leave because I was only here for like 6 months, and go back and do other things. But my Australian journey, like, it's 2017. My Australian journey started in 2012. I started planning and prodding and trying to get my life together so I could move here. And it's 2017. It's been 5 years in the making, and I did come here in 2014 to study. And when I came here, my intention was, I'm here to stay. Like, when I got here to do my master's, I was networking hard with people in my industry, so I knew exactly what career path and what I wanted to do, so I could essentially end up living here. So I could get sponsored, I could get a permanent residency through direct entry, and all those things. Like, I researched and networked the hardest, like as hard as I could, when I first moved here in 2014, and I was been lucky enough to be sponsored and to be able to live here. But something quite life-shattering happened last week on Wednesday night. Just hanging out at home, and I accidentally like swiped left on my phone and saw a news thing pop up saying that changes made to the 457 visa, and I'm on the 457 visa, and I started like just freaking out. So I start looking at everything, I start reading all the news there is out there, and not enough information. It was just like, well, these changes are going to be made and all of that jazz. And it was okay on Wednesday night, but on Thursday day is when it just kind of sunk in that I might not be able to live here. My 5 years in the making of this life that I had wanted to have for a really, really long time, and this life that I've been planning and working towards every step of the way, has just been in 24 hours just smashed, just shattered. And I think like if any of you out there have ever lived in multiple countries or have tried to settle down in a country, it's exhausting. You know, you do one visa and you do another visa and you do visa after visa, and those things aren't cheap. Those things are not cheap. And every time you save money, you spend it on the next visa, and every time you save money, you spend it on your lawyer for consultations, and then for your next visa. And it's been such a process. It's been such a process just in the past 3 years that I have been here, and even before I came here, the amount of research I did, so the kind of uni I studied it at, and the things that I did, just to make sure that I could have a life here, and the amount I put myself out there. Like, I feel like a lot of people maybe think that it's so easy to get sponsored by a company, and so easy to be able to settle in Australia. It's not. Maybe if you've studied certain streams or done certain things in your life, yeah, and if you've had lots of experience. But if you're in your mid-20s, it's hard. It's hard to get sponsored and stay here, and you have to work your ass off, and I know I work my ass off to make this happen. And it's just been, let's just say, it's just been a quite a difficult weekend. And if you're someone out there who's facing kind of the same, I don't know, situation in life with the 457 visa, or any other visa, feel free to comment down there and write how you're feeling. Or if I'm just sharing this because I'm sure a lot of people are feeling these things. Like you've made your life all about this one thing that you've been wanting to do, or that you're doing, and then it's all taken away. Or it's not all taken away, but it's all changed up, or you don't know what's going to happen. And the uncertainty of all as a mid-20 something is just another level of things, and it's just like, yeah, I'm going to be here for another 2 years, another 4 years, and then what? I'll be in my 30s, and then what? Like, where would I go next? And in all of this, I was having this really serious conversation with my husband, and he said, we're strong together, and home is where we are together. And that was the moment I was like, wow, there's this question that I have been so scared to answer my whole life, about where is home and where is home going to be. And he just did it in 1 second. He just said, home is where we are together, and when you have love, you're strong, and we will get through whatever comes, and we will be happy. If we're together, we will be happy no matter where we are. If we are in Australia, in another country somewhere else, I feel like I've never talked about, well, it's only my second vlog. I do want to work in Africa sometime in my future. I have said sometime in my late 30s, so I have a bit of time to get heaps of experience before I do that. But it's just I think that's the moment where I was like, wow, he is so right. I've been stressing about all of this and thinking of all of this, and yeah, it is important about where you stay and what you worked hard for and all of those things, but in the end of the day, it is really about love, right? Like if I don't have him and if I can still stay in Australia, like what's the point? If we can't be together and if we can't grow together and share lives together and do the things that we do together, like what's the point of being able to live here? And I think that was quite telling, that I guess I'm just trying to be corny now, that when you have love, you can conquer anything. And if you don't have love, you can always have friends, the love of your friends, not just love of a partner. You can have love of your parents, you can have love of your really good friends, you can have love from your siblings. And I mean, before I met JP, it was all about love from my siblings and my family. And I think that's what I used to get through, and my friends, to get through all of these obstacles in life. And I feel like, you know, wherever you've made friends like family, wherever you have family, for some people, wherever you have love is where home is. So if you're like me, stressing about this visa, well, all I've been telling myself, and I hope this helps, that the universe prepares you for everything that is to come, and whatever is gonna happen, you are so prepared for that. Even if you don't know right now, if you feel uncertain about your future and you don't know what's happening, the universe has prepared you for what is to come, and it's going to be an amazing life no matter what. And it is what you make of it. And that is literally what has been on my mind. That whatever will happen will be for the best, and there are no coincidences. There are zero coincidences. Like, if this is happening right now, this is what's meant to be. And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Yeah. So and we'll figure it out. We're all survivors. We're strong, and we'll all figure it out. We're tenacious, and we'll keep moving ahead, and we're strong people. And I hope that if you're going through something similar as I'm going through, I hope this video finds you some solace and some love and a bit of joy in knowing or in hearing that everything is going to be okay, no matter what. Love you guys. Peace out.